What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Just a quick note, my notifications are going to be destroyed today. Still live streaming at 7 Central. Finally, the last Banlist stream. That being said, I just refreshed a ton of tabs except for the first two cards, so the rest are going to be kind of reactions to see where they've even gone up further or stabilized. But let's look at what's happening to the market, and the biggest surprise by far is Triple Tactics Count. John, it hasn't moved that much. It's at $69. Yeah, with one seller not being greedy, trying to just make a sale, and then they're all gone except for $150 freaking dollars. Why did this high-end card disappear? Well, you have a Called by the Grave getting hit to 1, and people are looking for reactionary cards. A lot of us are thinking that this is heralding that we're going to get Cross-Out Designator in the TCG, hopefully in Gold Series, and that they want to sell it, so that's why Called By went to 1, so a different answer arises. But for now, people's immediate answer is Triple Tactics Count to be able to respond, especially against cards that are heavy in the metagame right now, such as Gamma, that seemingly only got stronger from this ban list, but are format dependent. So we'll see how that also shakes up as we head towards Phantom Rage, new cards being in the Gold Series also usually imports some cards. We'll see how it all turns out, but gosh dang, I did not see this one hopping like this immediately. Did not see that one coming to the extent that it did. We're still in one of the craziest markets of all time. The Starlight is also staying steady. I think this will start to go a little bit next, maybe even towards 500. So if you're shopping as big as a Starlight or as small as a, penny stunk, please use that TCG player in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. There are very few lining up at the 400 mark now, where you had a bunch ranging between 380 to 400 before, and those slowly disappearing. And with this, probably going to fall back out, I would guess around 90 from the hype, and then maybe, do its thing up and down. We'll see where it goes from there. People will start eyeing these copies next. Plague Spreader Zombie is the talk of the town to continue synchro combos a little more consistently. You have to pitch the card, it still comes back. It's a level 2 tuner, not a bad summon at all. The ultimate rares are going, gone. The ultra rares are going, gone. Duelist Saga almost gone, and then you're stuck with gold rares or commons. I think it's fine, whatever version you want to play. There's still plenty of commons around if you're looking and you're thinking you're going to be playing synchro combo. But if you're trying to max rarity that outright, now let's see where it lands. Unlimited's at 40. I can't fathom where first eds are. I got a page of first eds myself. $350? That is absurd. Do not spend your money at that rate. That's crazy. I have a bunch of them, and I'm not going to list them or anything right now, but boy, temptation is setting in. That is absurd. We'll see where it really falls back out to and what people are willing to play, and if it's even the right route, as a lot of people are focusing on using Despot 001 to go up into Auroradon and continue combo that way, still making Herald and going places, but we see commons of this actually disappearing, and I would suggest getting them sooner than later. If you're thinking about synchro combo at all, have access to this card. Don't be paying dollars for what you could be paying quarters on. Now with Plague, you still have the common versions, but max rarity, gosh dang. Let's take a peek in at the ultras, since those ultis are disappearing. We see around $5 still for an unlim, and then it's quickly $8. First editions are going, gone as well, just not there if you're trying to dodge the gold version. You better do it sooner than later. Link Cross is also now a stable 15. I've seen its quantities start to dwindle in terms of total listings. I think we could see this rebound realistically towards $20 during this time. Infernoble Knights, I think, will still want to play it, and other decks will be comboing up through it still. Tour Guide from the Underworld and all of the Farfa wishlist cards. Ultimate Rare, bought out and spiking. Original Secrets, bought out and spiking. And then you have the other versions trailing behind. I think the Secret Rare is a good looking card, but nope, not at these prices to me. Almost back to original meta day prices. People are truly excited. The real money that's going to stabilize will be in the Ultimate Rares. Where this falls out, will it be 220? Will it be 250 after this? Where will it actually stabilize? Your guess is as good as mine. I would kind of throw the dart at the board at 250 though, since this is its final time off the list, and then we'll see if it kind of trails down from there, or what it actually does for the deck here in Master Rule 5. Speaking of the other pieces, we see the super rare graphs are gone. Let's see if their actual quantities are, because I know some of these are just messed up versus what the listing is. Yeah, $10 or more for a graph as everybody grabs their extra copies. Sir only has an upgrade in gold rare, and it is up in price as well. If you're looking at Burning Abyss, I would assume other stuff like maybe even Dante's are disappearing at this point in time for the secret rare originals and even Megathons. Nothing too crazy among the unlimiteds. And yeah, the first editions, there they go off to the races. Phantom Knight of Rusty Bardish came off the list. He was $8 earlier. Looks like there's actually people willing to make sales on the cooldown. It had spiked to 8 to 9 here on TCG Player, and now tons of people with big amount of copies just trying to get the sale out. This is locked behind a $30 MSRP product that did not do too hot. This was like, I think, the last legendary decks, and they're just thirsty for any kind of value. A lot of the other Phantom Knight stuff is going up along the way. My thoughts on this, it's an amazing tool. You do have the Phantom Knights coming out in Phantom Rage that can resurge a little bit of demand for this, but the realistic meta play is going to be around many different decks that can just use him for his dark typing and free engine for multiple disruptions, and then also getting free bodies on board. The hollowed out Phantom Knight stuff, I told you guys to get this a while ago. I said it was really strong penny stonks, and they did fluctuate a little bit, mostly stayed cheap in price up till today. Fogblade is skyrocketing to the moon. Super Ragged Gloves, I did not see that one coming. I think most engines still only play one of him, so I think he'll fall out a bit. If you have it, I would sell it probably and get it back. And then the other secret rares are still somewhat reasonably priced. Original Ultras, are they just straight up? Okay, one copy at $50. I would take the secret rare over the Ultra. I think most of the community considers this the nicer looking piece, but over time maybe this has just become a bit harder to get, and all versions of Fogblade are up there as people consider that little disruption engine for Phantom Knights. I do think Phantom Knight's sword finally got a reprint at one point in time. I remember it spiking in its life. So I don't think that's something that's, yeah, there it is, there's a second copy. I don't think that's something that's like super coveted as it might be in the past for considerations, and it's unlikely to be played in the engine anyways. You're probably looking at the main monsters, Brigadine, and Fogblade. Next up, Harpy's Feather Duster. Wow, $2,000 for Tournament Pack 8, jumping up from that $800 price point. I wonder if there were actually sales, or if it was just pulled off market by the sellers. And then you see every single copy up there. If you were caught with your pants down without one, you're paying extra for it. I would still consider waiting, as when they unban cards, typically there are a reprint for them. I'm looking at Gold Series or OTS pack, or maybe even something surprising all the way towards March would be unfortunate if you're playing it in OTS duels online for remote duels. I wouldn't want to be waiting that long myself, but maybe a little bit of patience, wait for the Gold Series list, and see if that does formulate in there. Hand loops, my brother. A lot of the Gishki stuff going off the market and out there, as I don't really know why they chose to bring this one back. Hand looping is typically degenerate. Maybe they just figured they'd give it its time. Weird move there. Look at 2 random cards, shuffle 1 into the deck. That just doesn't sound good, but maybe to sell Drytrons? I didn't think about that, big brain play. Maybe to sell the Drytrons a little. Konami, I see you. Totally Awesomes lost a lot of their copies on the market. You see the original down to 8 listings, as low as 22. Let's see where the near mints land. 25 to 28. This has had multiple buyouts before. Usually falls out to 18 when it's hyped. It hasn't been seeing the most play. I personally play it in Fluffles right now with Penguin and Dolphin. I think it's mostly rogue decks and rogue strategies playing it. And yeah, you see it even around the hype prices, 18 already for the Mega Pack version, just not too many listed on the market. And finally, poor old Dragon Buster bringing up the rear. Even the biggest, most hollow foiled version of him, spiking a little bit, but not the astronomical numbers. I think that most people who played ABC didn't bother fire selling off their copies when it got hit last time, and most people that would be interested in this deck and engine already have it. That being said, thank you for watching today's Market Watch. I know I went at a huge speed just because I want to wrap back around the Triple Tactics Town. Whenever whenever a ban list drops and you knee-jerk reaction buy stuff, I know that you're kind of in that race in order to get in there, secure the bag, make sure you don't pay more later. But this is a little format dependent. It's an amazing card though. It's the biggest surprise of the day. I don't think I would have knee-jerked for it, but man, those that did, you're winning right now. Let's see how it pans out. Still, when Crossout Designator, if it releases, how do you think it will affect the price of this card as people consider it as the option? I want to hear that comment in the comment section down below, your opinion of Triple Tactics versus Crossout. Is it a one-for-one placement in the deck? No, they don't correlate. Yes, you would play both. How do you feel about the longevity of this card? And are you one of the people who knee-jerk reaction bought this? And the Starlight, that's the next interesting frontier on this. Will something be happening with its price point? It's such a huge buyout if people go for it, but a lot of people have speculated this could follow Lightning Storm in terms of being 600, 700, 800. It's unlikely to be affected by time, and in my opinion, you know, Ecclesia in this set is tied to her archetype, right? She is tied longevity-wise, even being a bit of a waifu. And then you have Wynn has chilled out over time. DD Crow has actually chilled out. I think this is going to take the leader position for Starlights in this set from today's moves. That's just me, though.